The heartfelt drama A Million Little Things came back for a fourth season, and among the many surprising developments, Maggie has a new boyfriend now? So who's playing this lucky guy? And how can we expect the story to develop? In this video, we'll talk about all things A Million Little Things. So stick around till the very end for all the info. Who's playing Maggie's new boyfriend in the latest season, and what's their love story? The fifth episode of A Million Little Things' new season brought with it a warm new face. So back in October, when the new season wasn't yet released, the show's team actually teased how the new season will introduce fans with many new characters, some of whom they'd love. And by the fifth episode, it became clear which one it was going to be. We're talking about Maggie's new boyfriend, Camden Lamoureux. He makes a brief appearance in the fifth episode, and then with the sixth episode fast-forwarding 6 months into the characters' lives, we get to see Camden as a more prominent part of Maggie's life. Camden is a hockey player in the new season, and quite a handsome one too. And he and Maggie seem to be very happy together, which already has the fans awing. As for the actor playing Camden's character, it's none other than the sweet and good-looking Ryan Hansen himself. It's possible that you recognize Hansen because he's played some other major roles too, such as Kyle Bradway in the Starz show Party Down and as Dick Casablancas on Veronica Mars. Hansen is arguably the best choice for Camden's role because of his gentle and loving interpretation of the character, not to mention how he's one of the reasons why fans have instantly fallen in love with this new addition to the cast. As for Hansen's contract with the show, he's currently only appearing as a guest star. That's also why we don't know how frequently he'll be appearing, even in this season. But we sure do hope that we see a lot of him, and Maggie deserves a happy relationship too, after all. It'll also be great if Camden ends up becoming a major part of the show. What happened in the latest episode? The sixth episode, which was titled 6 Months Later, quite literally skipped through 6 months of the characters' lives. And if you haven't had the chance to watch it yet, we'll suggest you skip through this part of the video. But if you've seen it, let's recap it before a new episode comes out. So this week's episode gave viewers a lot to digest, and it was pretty emotional to see where everyone has ended up after the passing of 6 whole months. One of the highlights of the episode definitely was hearing from Delilah again. We don't really see her, but she gives Eddie a call, telling him to check up on Sophie, who's kind of just gone off the grid ever since she learned of Gary's involvement in Peter's assault. When Eddie goes to the Dixon house, he finds Sophie hungover, and the house is completely disorganized from the party Sophie's had the previous night. Sophie helps Eddie fix the place up for the realtor, who's set to arrive to see the house. In exchange, Eddie promises her that he won't be saying a word to Delilah. As for Maggie, her relationship is focused on a lot more in this episode. The handsome hunk Camden gives us another reason to love him when it turns out that he purposely gives individual attention to Maggie because his ex-girlfriend felt neglected in this aspect. So at first, Maggie finds it a little odd that Camden never wants to go out to hang or eat and always spends time with her inside her own apartment. Thanks to her boss, she also starts suspecting that this is because Camden's seeing other girls in different states too, that he doesn't want to be seen outside with her. But Camden later explains the whole thing, making fans absolutely swoon. What will happen in the next episode? Now that we've recapped the sixth episode, at least the best parts of it, let's talk about the upcoming episode. The seventh episode of the latest season is going to be named Stay. It will officially air on the 17th of November. That's just a few days from now. So even if you haven't started the new season yet, you still have time to do so. But what will the new episode bring? If you remember, the last episode kind of ended on a mysterious note when the caller who called up Maggie remained unknown. It was suggested to Maggie that it could be a stalker, and she starts believing that too. But to really find out the truth, she and her boyfriend may need to dive a little deeper and properly look for clues as to who it could be. So the next episode could very well center on Camden and Maggie finding out the caller's identity. Another thing is there's Regina and Rome's situation, and Rome not being able to reach her. The new episode could focus on this as well. Whatever it'll be, the new season has been great so far, and there's no harm in thinking that the next episode would be just as great. Let's just wait till the 17th for another banger episode. Where to watch the 7th episode as well as the rest of the season? Since it's an ABC network show, you can easily stream A Million Little Things on ABC networks. Plus, the new episodes also exclusively premiere on ABC's own platform every Wednesday. But if you want to watch the whole show once again, or you want to watch any of the previous seasons, you can do so on Hulu, Amazon Prime, as well as YouTube TV. All three of these platforms require you to pay a monthly subscription, as you might already know. You get a free trial when you sign up, though. We'll suggest you start watching the episodes that have been released so far, so you can watch the upcoming one in full swing. Who is Shanice? Another interesting character is Shanice, who's played by actress Nakiva Dion. And even though she's not new to the show and actually made her debut last season, there's still room for development here. Shanice appeared on the show when Eddie had his accident in the 3rd season. She was also seen in the episode titled Game Night, where she joins Catherine in celebrating her divorce from Eddie. But as it turns out, Catherine isn't looking to celebrate and still needs some time to process her thoughts. Shanice plays the role of a sincere friend who gives her a shoulder to cry on. That's also when we see Catherine and Shanice get a little intimate, and it's the ultimate surprise. But to everyone's disappointment, the two did not get together in that season. So the question stands, can we expect Catherine and Shanice to get together in the 4th season? While it's unlikely that Catherine will start a new chapter in her life just like that, the fans are certainly hoping that the two will have a romance this season. In an interview before the 4th season first premiered, DJ Nash, who's the showrunner, teased a bit on what was coming for Eddie and Catherine. He did kind of hint that the two will end up getting back together, but that hasn't happened yet. Eddie and Catherine's relationship hasn't been the only one that has regressed over the course of the show. DJ Nash also talked about this in the interview, saying how the friends are supporting each other through this aspect of their lives too. The fact that they're no longer with someone, and also acting as a safety net for one another. And finally, is A Million Little Things going to end? We all love a show that can make us cry. Take This Is Us, for example, which has received dozens of awards for being one of the most emotional and heartfelt shows ever written. But then it came to an end, which was just as heartbreaking as the show itself, if not more. So what about A Million Little Things, which is a whole roller coaster of emotions itself and focuses on real-world relationships and problems that almost everyone can relate to? Will A Million Little Things end too? Back when the 3rd season was out, this was the exact question on everyone's mind. But luckily, the show didn't get canceled, and now we have a 4th season too. This time around too, there have been questions surrounding cancellation, but fortunately, nothing has been said in the affirmative, which means that there's hope that we'll get a 5th season after this too. So don't get worried just yet, because there's been no news on the cancellation of the show. You can instead savor the moments that the new episodes are bringing us. Moreover, people are also hopeful that even if the current season doesn't answer all the questions and brings no closure, the creators of the show have it all planned out for later. That was it for today's video. What are your opinions of Maggie's new sweetheart? And do you think Ryan Hansen's doing a good job with this character? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And also subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.